In the farthest reaches of the galaxy, on a world of endless oceans and jagged peaks, a sacred awakening stirred the currents of the Force. Ahch-To, a planet veiled in mystery, became the cradle of a legacy that would echo through millennia: the birth of the Jedi Order. Greetings, fellow explorers of the Star Wars galaxy. May the Force be with you. On today's episode, we journey to the dawn of the Jedi, unveiling the ancient secrets of Ahch-To and the origins of the Force's guardians. Before we begin, I'd like to quickly mention that I've released a new range of Star Wars-inspired wall art, featuring the mystical landscapes of Ahch-To. Click the link in the description below to explore the collection. The earliest Force sensitives on Ahch-To were not warriors or scholars, but seekers, beings from countless species who felt the Force's call across the stars. Drawn to this remote world, they lived as hermits, meditating in the shadow of the ancient Force-sensitive tree we see in Luke Skywalker's Exile. This tree, its gnarled roots clutching sacred texts, was a living conduit of the Force, its golden leaves shimmering with an otherworldly light. To understand the genesis of the Jedi, we must travel back tens of thousands of years before the Battle of Yavin, to an era when the Force was a primal, untamed mystery. Ahch-To, as we glimpsed in The Last Jedi, is home to the first Jedi Temple, a humble structure of unhewn stone nestled among the island's windswept cliffs. Here, beneath a sky ablaze with twin suns, the Force whispered its truths to those who dared to listen. In The Last Jedi Visual Dictionary, a fleeting passage hints at their purpose. The first Jedi sought balance, seeing the Force as a river flowing through all life, neither light nor dark, but whole. These pioneers did not yet call themselves Jedi, nor did they wield lightsabers. Instead, they communed with the Force through rituals, etching symbols into the stone mosaics of Ahch-To, symbols that Luke Skywalker would later ponder in his solitude. Yet, harmony is a fragile thing. As these seekers grew in number, whispers of discord emerged. Some, intoxicated by the Force's power, sought to bend it to their will, drawing on the dark side's seductive strength. Others clung to the light, fearing the corruption of ambition. This schism, though undocumented in the main saga, is hinted at in the High Republic-era texts, where the Jedi speak of ancient heresies that predated the Sith. Could these heresies have been born on Ahch-To, as the first Force users clashed over the Force's true nature? But what drove these seekers to forge a new path? The answer lies in the Force's dual nature. On Ahch-To, the Force manifested in stark harmony. A light-side Vergence in the temple's meditation cave, where visions of hope and unity danced, and a dark-side Vergence in the mirrored cave, where Rey confronted her own reflection. This duality shaped the first Jedi's philosophy: to embrace the Force's balance, not its extremes. From this crucible of conflict, the Jedi Order emerged, not as a unified doctrine, but as a choice. Those who chose the light formalized their teachings, naming themselves after an ancient word, Jedi, which some scholars speculate derives from Jedi, a term from Legends lore meaning mystic center. They crafted the first lightsabers, their blades powered by kyber crystals harvested from Ahch-To's depths, a practice that would endure through the ages. The sacred texts, preserved within the Force-sensitive tree, became their guiding star. These tomes, which Luke later guarded, contained wisdom that even the Jedi of the prequel era had forgotten. In The Last Jedi, Yoda's cryptic words to Luke, "We are what they grow beyond," suggest that the first Jedi's teachings held truths the later order failed to grasp. Perhaps they understood the Force's balance in a way that Obi-Wan or Mace Windu never could. A balance Anakin Skywalker was destined to restore as the Chosen One. But the dark side's shadow lingered. Those who rejected the Jedi's path fled Ahch-To, scattering across the galaxy. Some scholars believe these exiles became the precursors to the Sith, their resentment festering into a doctrine of domination. In The Rise of Skywalker, the Sith, eternal on Exiles, venerate ancient dark-side knowledge. Could this knowledge trace its origins to Ahch-To's fallen seekers, their rituals preserved in the Sith's unholy archives? The Force-sensitive tree, too, holds mysteries. When Yoda burns it in The Last Jedi, he knows Rey has already taken the sacred texts. But what if the tree itself was more than a vessel? In Legends, the Neti, tree-like beings, were Force-sensitive. Could Ahch-To's tree have been a sentient guardian, its consciousness tied to the Force's will? And if so, what wisdom did it whisper to the first Jedi that we may never know? As the Jedi Order grew, they abandoned Ahch-To, establishing new temples on worlds like Ossus and Coruscant. Yet, Ahch-To remained a sacred site, its secrets guarded by the Caretakers, those fish-like nuns who tend the island's ruins. These Caretakers, as we learn in The Last Jedi, are descendants of the first Jedi's attendants, their songs echoing the rituals of a bygone age. Their presence raises a haunting question. What ancient duties do they still perform? And what forgotten knowledge do they protect? The dawn of the Jedi on Ahch-To is a tale of balance sought and lost, of a galaxy's first steps toward light and shadow. Their legacy endures in the Jedi Code, in the hum of a lightsaber, in the Force's eternal dance. Yet their story raises questions that linger like the mists of Ahch-To's shores. Did the first Jedi foresee the Sith's rise? And did they leave warnings in their texts that the later Order ignored? Could the mirrored cave hold visions of the Force's true nature? Visions that even Luke Skywalker feared to face? As we ponder these mysteries, we are reminded of Yoda's timeless wisdom. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. The first Jedi understood this truth, and in their quest for balance, they set the galaxy on a path that continues to unfold. And what of the Force itself? The first Jedi saw it as a river, flowing through all life. But rivers can shift their course. In the aftermath of The Rise of Skywalker, as Rey rebuilds the Jedi Order, might she return to Ahch-To, seeking the ancient wisdom that could redefine the Force's balance for a new age? As our journey through the galaxy, far, far away, draws to a close, I'd like to ignite the hyperspace engines and call for your support. If you've enjoyed today's video, please light up the like button, share this story with fellow Star Wars explorers, and subscribe to the channel for more galactic adventures.